How's it going, guys? It's the Pixelated Pumpkin, and today I'm going to bring you a very special video because we're looking at AI-generated Halloween animatronics. Now, if you're wondering how this is or how it works, don't worry, I'll explain it all. It's pretty simple, but recently there has been a massive boom in AI-generated artwork. It's so simple that all you have to do is type in a prompt and it'll give you a result, or put in an image that already exists and then it'll make a new version of it. So when I got access to this technology, I was really eager to see what it would do with Halloween animatronics. So that's exactly what I did in today's video, and I did a whole bunch of different prompts that I think you guys are going to really like to see made by AI. And let me know if you think any of these should be made into real props. But anyways, guys, before we get into it, be sure to like and subscribe. Let's not hesitate any longer, and let's jump into these AI-generated Halloween animatronics. So the AI software that's being predominantly used throughout this video is called DALL-E 2. I believe back in the spring it was kind of released to the public, but they did a very slow rollout invitation system where people ended up waiting months to actually be able to use it. But when it came out, it was the first of its kind in AI art technology to actually make very, very realistic images to what the prompt is. But since then, there has been a lot of advancements and stuff, and the technology is moving on really quickly, which is really cool. But DALL-E has a feature that many of the other AI art programs don't really have, at least for the most part, is where you could put in your own image, or image you took, or an image you found online, and it'll generate variations, or basically take that image and make it into something new, which is what I basically did for a lot of this video, because it is very hard to get an actual Halloween animatronic by just telling it to make a Halloween animatronic. But it's really easy if you do it this way, and I got a lot of great results from this method. But what you're looking at right now is how it worked out for Pumpkin Patch Prowler, so let's take a look at those 3 results I got. So here's the first result I got from the variation of Pumpkin Patch Prowler, and I have to say it does look pretty good. It's definitely the closest looking to Pumpkin Patch Prowler out of the 3, but I really like how the other ones changed it up as well. This one isn't that realistic either, it almost looks like a painting of sorts, but I still think it looks cool, and definitely looks like a pumpkin creature still, and it just looks nice. It's still crazy how AI was able to draw that in a matter of 10 seconds, which still blows my mind, but for this variation itself, I think it's good enough. The next image we got is probably my favorite out of the Pumpkin Patch Prowler remixes. This one's just really cool because I like how the fingers are like these long vines that just hang there. It looks really nice. And I do like the design of the pumpkin head too here. It's a lot darker, looks like it's burnt almost. I just think this one actually turned out really well. Also, the lighting is pretty good here too. Another thing that the AI does perfectly is the lighting in photos. It's just really crazy how accurate shadows and stuff are. But I do think this is definitely my favorite, and I like how he almost has a scarf of sorts, just very fall-like, and it's cool. Here's the final variation we have for Pumpkin Patch Prowler, and I think this one is probably my least favorite. I don't like the pumpkin face here, it just looks off, and the body is fine, I guess, it's just not too interesting. Not too much to say about this one. So the next prop I made variations of was the Home Depot Gravedigger, and I think these turned out really well. So instead of using a stock photo of him, I actually used a photo I took. It definitely helped the AI make the photo a lot more realistic and lifelike. So here's the first result I got, and I think it turned out really well. Instead of him just having hair, it's nice how the AI changed it up and gave him a beard, which I think looks really cool. I also like the face on this one, it looks very realistic, and the lantern also looks nice here. Here's the next result I got, and I think this one turned out alright. He doesn't have a beard, but the clothes actually look really great on this one. I'm not sure what's going on with his hand though, but the lantern is red instead as well. I think the highlight of this one is definitely the clothing, it just looks nice. Here's the final result I got for the Gravedigger. I guess it's fine, it's more simplistic than the other ones, and the face just does not look good though, but I think it's alright still. The next prop I did was a stock photo of Buzzsaw, so here's the results I got. In this one, he kind of looks like a construction worker with a megaphone. In this one, I'm not really sure what he's holding. And this one is probably the best one we got. It looks pretty accurate to the original prop. It almost looks like he has a sword in one hand and then a smaller saw blade in the other. What I found out is using a close-up photo of your own of the prop typically works the best here, but I still think these turned out alright. The next prop I did was Mr. Dark, and I think these turned out probably the best out of most of them in today's video. The photo I used to generate the variations here was a photo I took of him outside in my display at night with a light on him. I'm pretty sure it's a red light, but then there's a purple light from another side hitting him. So that's why the lighting in the photos is mainly red and purple, but I'm really loving how these turned out. The first one here is, I don't know. I think it's okay, but I really love these second two. I am pretty split between which one's my favorite. I really like the skull on this one, and then this one does have a nice skull as well, but they're both really great, and I'm a very big fan of how these turned out. I would love to see these as actual Mr. Dark reskins in the future. The next prop I did was Nozzles. Now, I don't think it really keeps the clown aesthetic for any of these here, but it did make a very interesting and zany looking character, which I actually like. I think all these results turned out pretty good. My favorite is this one here that looks like a Scooby-Doo character. Honestly, this could definitely be a villain in a Scooby-Doo episode, but I also like this one with like the jaw sticking out at the bottom. These are pretty cool, and I definitely think we could see something like this as a real animatronic. It's pretty unique, and I like that about it. Overall, these came out pretty good. The next prop I did was of Ghostly Gentleman Jack from HalloweenCostumes.com, and I honestly like how all these turned out. It's kind of hard to choose a favorite. I like the ones with the glowing skulls a lot, however, those just look really cool. And I think these turned out very well. I'm a big fan of this prop, and I think it did a great job making it in AI. And genuinely, I think we could see these as actual props. Obviously, this isn't a prediction of any sort, but I'm saying I think these would actually make for very cool animatronics. The next one I did is pretty obviously 2 scoops, but I have no clue what happened here. I am so confused and freaked out by this image at the same time. I think it's so funny, yet horrific. So I don't know what's going on with the girl right there. It looks like a full-grown woman, but I don't even want to question that. And the clowns themselves just have this ridiculous expression on their face. I don't really know what happened, but I like it and hate it at the same time. It's just so funny to me. I don't even know how the AI got to this point where it made something like this, but I don't know. It's so silly yet creepy at the same time. Let me know what you think of this one. The next prop I did was the twitching scarecrow from Morse Costumes, and I have to say these turned out alright. I'm not the biggest fan of the pumpkin faces on a few of them, but they did get the plaid shirt down properly. I think these two are probably the best ones right here. The other two, the pumpkin face just does not look good. But still, it's cool to see how it does the surroundings of the prop as well, since I took the photo I used for this in my room, so it made a room behind him, which is cool. But I do like the character here. It does look nice. I think they also got the straw hair down very well on a few of them. So pretty cool overall. I like these. For this one, it's probably impossible to tell what prop I used, but it's actually a still from Barnyard Butcher's demo video. Here's the thing I love about DALL-E and just AI in general. Sometimes it gives you something completely different and ends up turning out really cool. I'm actually a big fan of these 2 photos I chose. The other 2 just came out completely broken and weren't even worth showing here. But these 2 actually came out really cool, and especially the first one here, I think this could be a real animatronic. It's almost like a devil or demon of sorts with horns, and it's just so strange looking. I really, really love it. In my eyes, these are basically 2 brand new props that just have yet to be made. I do think with a little bit of tweaking, these could actually be real props someday, but still very cool. The next prop I did was the Exterminator from Party City last year, and these came out okay. They weirdly look like Fortnite skins for some reason. He's not holding the gun, but I still think they make for really cool gas mask type props, or just gas mask type characters in general. The color scheme here is actually pretty dope, but I don't know. It's just interesting how the AI generated it. I don't really have too much else to say about them. They're just really weird looking and don't look too much like animatronics. The next prop I did is actually not a prop at all. It's a tabletop, being the Rotten Flaming Pumpkin from last year from Home Depot. And the crazy thing about this one is it looks so real. Honestly, I feel like I've seen this somewhere before as an actual decoration, but it just did such an awesome job with this one. For example, the texturing of the plastic on it looks so realistic, just the way the light hits off of it. I honestly feel like this is a real Halloween decoration. And I just love the design of it too it gave it. It's super unique and super cool. And I love how the lights look inside of it. That looks like a real simple LED strip just inside of its mouth. I just seriously think this one turned out incredible. Definitely probably the most realistic or most plausible Halloween item we've seen. And honestly, if any Halloween company's watching, make this real. It looks so cool. The next prop I did is yet again not of an actual animatronic, but one of my custom props I have, and I think this one turned out very, very good. This one here is definitely my favorite. It looks super realistic, and I just seriously think these turned out spectacular. I love the big pumpkin head all of them have, and just the design of each one is pretty unique as well. So really, really cool stuff here. Let me know what you guys think of this one. Next up, I made some variations of something that is neither a prop or an animatronic, but a costume, the Towering Terror pumpkin costume to be exact. And I made a whole bunch of these because I think they turned out really, really good. Definitely the first one I showed was my favorite, but some of these are just really cool, so take a look for yourself at a few of them. There's so many of them. I think each of them is its own awesome pumpkin creature, and I'm just really happy with the way these ones turned out, definitely. It doesn't even look like a costume at this point, it just looks like an actual monster, which is cool, and I don't know, I'm just really loving these. And now for the final quote-unquote prop of this video. I actually used a prompt here. Instead of using a photo, I typed in what I wanted because Barnyard Butcher was just not turning out the way I wanted it. So I tried to describe Barnyard Butcher to the AI the best I could, and I think this result actually looks pretty decent. Obviously, it doesn't look too much like Barnyard Butcher besides him being a scarecrow, but I still think with a little bit of tweaking, this could be a new scarecrow prop. For one, the face is really creepy, just being like black with blood going up, with the blood instead of draining down, it looks like it's going up, which is really cool. And I think the design of the clothes are also pretty good. He does have those overalls on, and his hands are also pretty strange. So this is the closest thing I could get to the AI recreating Barnyard Butcher, and overall I'm pretty pleased with how this one turned out. It's still a cool scarecrow looking guy. But anyways everybody, that's pretty much it, so let's cut to the outro. Alright everybody, thank you so much for watching this new type of video on my channel exploring AI generated Halloween animatronics. If you want me to do this again, I'm going to set a like goal at 225 likes. I will make a part 2 to this video. I think it's doable, and also let me know what animatronics you would like to see AI have a crack at and see how accurate it could recreate it or make something new out of it. Also be sure to let me know which was your favorite AI generated prop and which one would you like to see be made into a real animatronic. So with that everybody, I really do hope you enjoyed this video because I actually had a lot of fun making it and seeing what the AI could come up with for different Halloween animatronics. With that everybody, that is pretty much it for this video, so be sure to like and subscribe as always, and also check out my merch and my Instagram in the description below. And with all that everybody, thank you so much for watching, and as always, this is the Pixelated Pumpkin, signing out.